everybody. My name is Kimberley Late and I channel the Ascension teachings. So today I'm going to be channeling Archangel Jeremiel for our Channeling the Ascension Teachings group channeling event. And I'm joined by Patreon members. Hi guys.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello.
All right, so before we begin, I'm just going to read out a pre-channeled message from Jeremiel. Okay, so dear ones, the passage of fear and the passage of the unknown may appear daunting, confronting, and challenging to travel through when you are faced with circumstances that require your heart's attention. Your heart always knows which way to proceed, as the divine spirit of you and all your manifestations dwells within this space and seeks to bridge your conscious awareness to the internal power of your heart. All the answers that you seek as you travel into unknown waters within your reality and non-physical dimensions of consciousness can be found within the whispers of your multidimensional selves that are guiding you every step of the way through the illusions of fear and into the truths of unconditional love. I wish to come through to show you the passage of the space-time continuum in which you and the collective are currently exploring, and how you can flow through the dimensions of the universe with conscious connection to your infinite nature, infinite wisdom, and infinite love. Archangel Jeremiel. So that is the pre-channeled message for today. So without further ado, I'm going to go now into trance and bring forth Jeremiel for you. See you guys on the other side. Dear ones, it is Archangel Jeremiel coming through. I wanted to come through in this direct way to remind you of the multidimensional nature of your being, to remind you that you are connected to all pathways of your existence here in physical reality, to know that you are truly nonlinear, to know that you are truly not two-dimensional, for you to know that all of you, throughout all of the multiverse, throughout all the expressions, is assisting you out of love to assist in the expansion of the wholeness, of the oneness. That is you, that has been projected throughout many different timelines, many different parallel realities, many different worlds, to assist in the expansion of the one. And that is why you are here. You are here on the grand mission to expand the oneness of all that is. And this oneness is experienced in many different dimensions. The oneness in the whole, in the single point of origin of source consciousness, expanding the single point of origin to expand the source essence throughout all that is. Also to expand your multidimensional nature throughout all expressions, for you to expand the human collective consciousness and all that is. So there are many different paradigms in which you are currently engaging in your expansion process here, because you chose to explore your reality in a conscious way as a human. You are able to assist actively in the expansion of this collective race, even though you are experiencing life and reality through many different forms, through many different worlds. The fact you are here, conscious of your reality here, means this is where we would say the focus creates more expansion probabilities by your focus in the now moment, knowing that all expansion in the now moment by focusing on the inner world in the present moment, realizing the oneness in your outer world and how it relates to the inner world allows you to tap into the magic, allows you to see and to perceive who you are in all expansions, in all expressions. Do you ever receive glimpses of who you are in other lives? Do you ever receive dreams that alludes to another life, perhaps in another timeline, perhaps in another parallel reality? Understand that this is not make believe. Understand that this is not daydreaming here. Understand that you are able to perceive through the veil of physical reality, through the illusion of the dream, only to remember who you truly are in your magnificent source expression throughout many different layers of density, many different layers of, you would say, expressions of parallel realities. But understand that who you are in your multidimensionality is all connected to the oneness, and that oneness is within you. There are many different forms of oneness, many different expressions of oneness, but it's all connected in the oneness, all connected to that divine heartbeat, the universal heartbeat that correlates to the heartbeat within your own heart portal, for your own heart portal, in your human heartbeat connects to the heartbeat of all of life, connects to the heartbeat of Gaia, and we would say the rhythmic pulse of the plasma that ripples throughout all that is connected to all streams of consciousness throughout the universe and all that is. It is a pathway for all collectives to seek one step at a time, for you to tune into this universal heartbeat, for you to align and connect and deepen your resonance, to deepen your conscious awareness of the oneness that flows within you and that flows without you, that flows, we would say, in all dimensions of the micro and the macro, for whatever is occurring within you is also occurring outside of you, for it is all one and all is a mirror of the internal world, for the universe is within you. So understand here that everything that is occurring to you is for this, we would say, overriding goal here, intention here, to expand your reality, to experience life in many different forms, in many different realities, to allow the expansion to take effect. And by you being in, we would say, the deeper depths of amnesia, the density programs, which you have been able to experience here as a human in this timeline, you've been able to create such a, we would say, a powerful catalyst because of the contrast between the density and the contrast of the fear and the love. You've been able to use this to expand, to create ripples that affect all that is. And this is why there are so many of you in all your expressions and expressions, we would say, outside of this world. There's also assisting you and the collective to remember the oneness truth, because it's all part of the collective intentions here of humanity. You wanted to remember more of your oneness state, and this is a pathway that all collectives go through in different ways, in different forms. But you as a human collective are now ready to take this journey, and there's been many preparations for you and the collective to remember more of who you are. Have you not noticed over the recent years how you've become more finely tuned to who you truly are? This is not by accident. It is not by accident that many of you, which you refer to as light workers and star seeds and way shows, however you like to label it, many of you have become, we would say, awakened in your terminology, being switched on to the true nature of your reality. There are many of you now starting to see who you truly are, bridging a divine light network, allowing you to then bring online, so to speak, many of your brothers and sisters who are here to actively step forward in their power, actively shine the light to illuminate the path for others, as you as a collective move forward in love, as you as a collective move through the perception of darkness into the remembrance that you are love, into the remembrance that you are whole and complete, that you've always been, love, because that is who you are. You are unconditional love. You have just forgotten who you are. And it's a journey through the perception and the illusion of darkness, through the illusion of densities, through the illusion of separation, only to reclaim your sovereign power, only to remember that it's all here to assist you to remember that you are God. Yes, you are divine beings, but you do not see yourself as worthy. And because you do not see yourself as worthy of love, to receive love, to be of love, you pinch yourself off from this remembrance. But know that this is okay, no matter where you are in your expression and exploration of love. Know that it is for you. Know that you cannot take a wrong direction here, because all pathways lead to expansion. But understand here, you have a choice to choose fear, to choose love. Understand here that you have many options available to you in how you play this expansion life, this expansion game in which you have co-created. You always have a choice to choose joy. But understand here, it is a game of being able to live in balance, in divine harmony with all that is. And how you create divine harmony is to acknowledge, is for you to tap in to the duality within the game in which you're playing. Understand that duality is the nature of the game, but is not the truth of who you are. And to be able to live in harmony with the exploration of fear and love, knowing that fear is an illusion, knowing that it's just we would say a dimension where love is not remembered. It is just a dimension in which you are perceived to be disconnected with your source self. That's all it is. It's just a dimension of this game here. Understand here, dear ones, that all is love and all pathways lead you into the remembrance of it. And it is with such love that we come through today, dear ones, to remind you that you are the light, to remind you that you are the way, to remind you that you are the light bearers for your own journey and that of others, that you are not powerless, that you are indeed source, that you are indeed powerful, that you are indeed love manifested. Can you accept where you are in the moment? Can you open your senses to perceive the nature of who you truly are? All the clues are around you. If you allow yourself to explore and to perceive the unseen, yes, your eyes are opening to who you truly are. Yes, you are now being able to tap into and perceive the true nature of your reality. So understand here, there are no such thing as daydreams, dear one. Are you seeing it? Are you perceiving it? Perhaps it's not a vision quite yet. Perhaps it is a feeling. Perhaps it is a knowing. These are your divine senses that are becoming harnessed right now as you attune further into your oneness state. To accelerate this shift is for you to see the love within the fear. It is by not ignoring the balance. It is about seeing the balance as perfect. It is about accepting the fear, and by accepting and exploring that fear, by you not ignoring it, by you seeing it as a soul lesson here, by you being able to sit in it, by you being able to see the perfection in it, you transmute that density into love remembrance. And it's here where you're able to tune into the oneness within the fear and within the love. And you get to a point where you will no longer fear fear. Because for many of you, it is the feeling, the perception of fearing, the emotion of fear. And this is why so many of you do not take the guided steps. do not embrace more of who you are. The rejection of love, the perception of the rejection of it, the fear that others will persecute you. Yes, you have lived many lives in which that has taken place, but understand that you are safe, that you are whole, and that you are complete. Understand that everything in this reality is love. Everything that is not love is just the absence of the remembrance of it, dear ones. Can you open your heart? Can you open your mind? Can you open your senses to the divinity that you are, to the multidimensionality that you are? For you are guiding you every step of the way. You are truly not alone. Are you tapping into that, dear one? How are you now experiencing your multidimensionality, dear ones? Anyone care to share in their experiences?
May I ask a question, please?
Yes, dear one.
I actually met one of my multidimensional lives when I went to Mongolia. Am I going to be able to meet them again, or was that just a once-off experience?
Dear one, who you are is oneness, and this oneness essence can be shared with another, even within this physical reality. So understand, if you have this strong resonance with a certain person, know they're part of your soul family. Know that they are assisting you for many different levels here in your expansion, even if you are not physically close with this person. So it does not matter if they are in your physical vicinity or not. Understand the sharing of certain soul essences, we would say, certain aspects of vibration. Know that you are internally connected to those beings, to those versions of you, whether they are here or in another reality. So if you want to feel connected once again, all you need to do is go within. All you need to do is visualize them into your heart center. Visualize them and connect your heart with their heart. Visualize a stream of consciousness going between your heart and their heart. And we would say you can engage in conversation here. Know that this is not make-believe. Know that they are also picking up this communication. Perhaps they may not be able to consciously perceive it in the moment, but there's a part of them that does receive this communication. Sometimes will come to an awareness, an aha moment, but understand that any communication that you engage with will be received. So understand, if you feel resonance one day to go back and to meet this being, then so be it. But understand there is not necessary to meet them in physicality, for it is energy and you are always connected, dear one.
Thank you.
Does anyone wish to share their experiences of their multidimensional selves?
Yes, I actually would like to discuss something. So in a session, they were saying to go into the astral plane and move water in the astral plane, and then come into my dimension here as Isabel and practice moving water. And it might take a year, but when you work in the astral plane, I think it's practicing, but it's also bringing forth that ability in this dimension. So can you talk around one of the concepts that, because when you're conditioned here on the human earth, imagination is fake. Imagination is not real. But I have really begun to uncover that it's just as real as this Zoom call right now. but we have been conditioned that dreams and imagination and what you visualize is not real because it's not in our physical reality. But there is no separation and there is no time. But I'm just really curious around practicing in the astral plane, which I created a little Jedi room, and then to do it in this physical plane and how that ties together, if you can elaborate, because I'm just so darn curious.
D1. There are many different realms of existence, both in physicality and in non-physical. So understand what you call as the astral plane is a dimension of consciousness which bridges your physical experience here in reality. So if you are able to, we would say, engage in other realms with the intention to bring a certain action into this reality, there creates, we would say, a vortex, a bridge, and you allow to attract that dimension in which you can, we would say, create a certain effect, such as moving water. You then open this vortex, we would say, to attract that dimension into this reality, but understand that all dimensions, all planes of existence is within you, even though it might be perceived to be outside of you. So when you are able to play in these realms, whether you are conscious or not conscious of it, and we can say that you can make your intention, we would say, even before you sleep, before you go into meditation, to connect to these astral planes, for you to engage in such practice, even if you do not remember consciously this action. If you set your intentions, you know you'll go there in spirit, you'll go there in non-physical dimensions. So when you engage in certain activities, you create, we would say, a strengthening of that dimension within you. This is the same when we would say you visualize a certain action, this reality, and then you enact it physical in this reality, even though it might not be in your physical reality in that moment, you are bridging that dimension into this physical reality. Many of you know of the benefits of visualization, and this is what happens in relations to universal laws. You bridge and you attract that dimension that's already existing into this reality in physicality. You can do this through your imagination, or you can do this through the astral realm. This is another dimension of consciousness which accelerates this attraction. But also with the astral plane, this gives you, we would say, a wider tool set, so to speak, to play in the magic of who you are. Because for playing in your imagination state and playing in the astral realms, yes, they are non-physical dimensions, but in the astral plane, you have conscious connection. If you are able to consciously connect to that realm, you are able to play with more of the we would say, the multidimensionality of who you are. You can bring in other characters to assist you here. You would say the laws of physics, so to speak, does not exist here. You are able to free your mind even further, free the limitations of what can be achieved and what not can be achieved. You see, in the physical realm, there are, we would say, strong conditions about what you can and cannot do in relations to physics, right? Because you've been conditioned that this world is physical, that there are certain physical limitations. However, in the astral realm, these limitations do not exist. So you are free to play in the magic that you are. And in the astral realm, you do have a level of awareness that you are free of limitations. So it is a realm where you are more free to play, so to speak. So use your imagination. Know there are no limitations. Know that if you visualize, if you make your intention of something that you wish to explore with, it'll come into reality. So we would say the lag between the intention and the attraction is lessened in the astral plane, whereas here in physical reality, the process of manifesting and attracting, there's a certain time period, so to speak, in relations to divine time, because there are many different programs that relate to physical reality. So the manifesting process in physical reality we would say is not straightforward, so to speak. There are many different aspects, non-physical aspects, that basically allows the attraction to come into place at a certain time. Whereas in the astral plane, this notion of divine time does not exist here. For it is beyond the physical plane, it's a non-physical plane. So you get to create instantly and play instantly. So you can make your intentions, you can strengthen your playground here in the astral plane. So meditation is a way, and also when you sleep, we would say the rhythms of your being, we would say the circadian rhythms within you, the biological aspects within your body allows you to get to certain states of consciousness, certain sleep states of consciousness. And this more easily allows you to drop into that astral plane state. So you may wish to either practice meditation, we would say late at night. And when we say late in your human timelines, in your perception of linear time, we would say it's best to do this after, in your time, 10 p.m. And this allows you to be more susceptible to the biological rhythms in which you are aligned to in this physical reality. It allows you to more easily get into those states of, we would say, gamma rays, states of consciousness, and theta states of consciousness. And when you're in these, we would say, realms of consciousness, you are more acceptable to drop the ego, so to speak. Let's just say the mind becomes lessened in relations to your physical reality. Let's just say it becomes less busy and allows you to drop into the oneness consciousness state within you. So you can do this in intentional meditation. You can do this when you go to bed at night. Make your intentions to explore this realm of consciousness. You may like to label it as the astral realm, or you may not like to label it as this. Let's just say there are many different realms of non-physical reality in which you can play in. So you can just make a general intention to explore in the non-physical realm here, for you to practice moving water or anything else that you wish. Make your intention to remember it. Make your intention to draw on your multidimensional nature. Make your intention to do this with other people if you wish, or other beings if you wish. Now, it may not happen overnight, the conscious awareness of it, but it does happen. As you strengthen your awareness and as you start to perceive the non-physical in your physical reality, we would say the veil becomes lessened, and you'll be able to perceive the astral realm in your conscious awareness and experience it and see it and feel it. So understand there are many different senses involved here. So depending on your, we would say, personal sensitivities compared to someone else, understand that the stimulus and the perception of the stimulus can vary. So know that the perception can be from the sight, you being able to see it, what is occurring. It could be a feeling, could be a knowing, could be taste, could be smells. There are many different senses that can be involved here. So just keep your senses open to know that how you experience it might be different to others. But we know that you do have the ability of foresight. We know that you have the ability to perceive the non-physical. So open your eyes. You already know that daydream is an illusion. You already know that when you see visions, when you see certain realities, that you are perceiving dimension. So you have already addressed this conditioning within you. And because you've already addressed this conditioning within you, you are allowing yourself to explore more easily the different realms of dimensions here of who you are. And how exciting is that you get to play consciously in who you are, D1. Understand this ability that all of you have. It's just about going through the process of unconditioning, allowing yourself to perceive the oneness in all, being able to perceive the non-physical in the physical, and being able to understand your brain waves, understand that you can, we would say, enhance these benefits if you understand, we would say, the biological structures within your physical vessel, understand your own being, tap into the times when you know you are most relaxed during the day. We would say collectively, for the most of you, it is late at night when your body and your physicality aligns to different brain waves within you that all of the collective are aligned to. As you know, there are animals and other, we would say, other aspects of your reality that all are aligned to different movements of Gaia, such as the sun, such as the moon, such as the movement of Earth itself. So understand that you are divine, but you're also in a physical form. And because you're in a physical form, you can enhance your journey here. You can enhance your senses by bridging the two, by understanding the two worlds. That is all within you, D1.
So can I ask, or you said daydreaming when you're sleeping, when you're meditating, you can get into this astral plane state, but also through hypnotherapy as well, I believe you can get into this state, correct?
Yes, D1, because hypnotherapy and other different modalities allows you to get to those states of consciousness, D1, where you allow to the softening of the ego mind, where allows you to drop further into that deep state where you can connect to the oneness within you.
Thank you so much. That was very helpful. I'm going to try it for sure.
D1. So any other questions today, D1s?
Hi.
Hello, D1.
Lately I do feel I've had like dreams that were helping me. I was doing, beings were helping me through dreams, and that was interesting. I was just wanted to mention that because we were talking about dreams and stuff. But also I wanted to mention that lately, like in meditation, I've been having glimpses of the unconditional love state of source, or just like glimpses of it, and of course trying to see how I can bring it in my life in a constant way. Not just in meditation, or not just in having to recall it all the time. So any advice on trying to bring that kind of unconditional love more naturally on a daily basis?
D1. It's about seeing the isness, about seeing the present moment, containing all that you ever require, all that exists is in the present moment. Disease, disconnection is when you step outside the present moment, when human conditions create certain beliefs in which you need to achieve things, when you reflect things on the past, when you move into dimensions of the past and the future, it creates we would say, a misalignment to the full powerful stream that's moving through you. Understand it is not wrong here, but understand this, we would say there's a dissonance here when you step into dimensions of the past and the future, but you have been conditioned to do so. You've been conditioned to make goals, to make plans, to plan for the future. You've been conditioned to dwell in the past, but understand that these dimensions creates a certain energetic exchange within you where you are not aligned to the true essence within you. And this is what causes you to feel disconnected. So if you want to feel more connected, want to feel the unconditional love that flows through all that is, it is about being in awe of the present moment, being acceptance in the present moment, by seeing the present moment as perfect, Because in the present moment, nothing has to be changed, because you recognize in that moment that all is perfect, that all is well. Any perceptions of fear, any perceptions of things that you do not prefer does not occur when you are truly aligned to the present moment. When you align to the present moment, it is then when you can connect more powerfully to your heart center. It is here where you can connect to the pulse of the universe. First, the pulse within your heart center by tapping into your breath. For your divine breath allows you to connect to the heartbeat within and into the pulse with all that is. So you are able to then tap into more clearly and more effortlessly the divine love that flows through you in the present moment, that connects you with all that is in the present moment. And we know it sounds like a cliche that the talk of being in the present moment has been talked about by many of your teachers throughout this world. But understand the human understanding of the present moment cannot be fully comprehended, because the present moment is truly a dimension within itself. It is a true place within your heart center where you are tapped into the infinite flow of love that is there within you, that is there within all that is. Yes, you've been conditioned to have distractions. You've been conditioned to put attachments to your outside reality. But understand everything that is occurring outside of you is a reflection of the inner world. So for you to be able to be aligned to peace and harmony, it is about being acceptance in the present moment, no matter what comes your way, knowing that all that is perfect in the moment. But as you do this, it is about addressing everything that comes up for you in the present moment. It's about seeking the joy in the present moment, but not ignoring the shadows in the present moment. It's about you opening your mind to curiosity. Can you be in awe in your reality? Can you stand there in the moment? Can you look at another? Can you look at yourself? Can you look into nature in the moment and see the awe and the magic in that moment? Can you see the beauty in that moment? That allows you to connect more to the divinity and the divine love in the moment. Can you be in awe? That the feeling of awe is a recognition of the magic of source, the magic of love in the moment. So if you can tap into we would say the conscious focus of seeing the awe and the beauty in the moment, in the perfection in the moment, you're more easily able to flow with unconditional love. But understand here that for you to increase your sensation and your felt experience of unconditional love is to raise your perceptions of your own self-love and your own self-worth, because you have been conditioned throughout your life, throughout many timelines, that you are not enough and you are not worthy. But this is an illusion here. Many of these conditions are unconscious, depending on what's happened in other lives, depending on how you were raised, and other circumstances and events that's happened in your reality. But understand it's all for you for your expansion, because you wanted to explore reality through the illusion of separation, because you knew it would create, we would say, a very powerful expansion, a powerful ripple effect by navigating between the polarity system in which you are engaging in. So by being in the present moment, you're being asked to sit with who you are, being comfortable with who you are in the present moment. This is why when you do your meditation, you have been well versed in practicing the present moment when you're in your meditation. And this helps to strengthen the pathways in your brain, the neural pathways in your brain, so that you can more easily live more in the present moment. So you can more easily see the joy in the present moment. Can you see what you are grateful for in the moment? Practice gratitude. This also is a frequency of love. Can you see the awe? Can you see the beauty? Can you be grateful for what is in the moment? There is always something to be grateful for in the moment. You've just been conditioned that perhaps there are things that are not preferred, but everything is preferred from a higher perspective. For it's all here assisting you out of love to expand and for you to explore what you came here to. So consciously practice this if you so choose. Make time every day to be in stillness, to perceive your outer reality and inner reality, and to see the awe and magic in that. To be grateful for whatever is occurring in that moment. To know that the moment is perfect, that everything you need is in this moment. Because in the present moment, you have, we would say, more easier access to your multidimensionality, to all your abilities throughout all your multidimensional lives, which will be brought through into the present moment, into this reality, if you so require it, if it is needed for your highest good. So understand, in the present moment, you then have conscious connection with your multidimensional selves, multidimensional realities. And it's here where you can flow in the grace state of ease and allowance. So practice the awe. Can you look at yourself and see the awe that you are, the magic that you are? Can you look at a tree? Can you look at an aspect of nature and see the awe in that? But understand that same awe is you. You would say there is probably less resistance to see the awe and beauty in nature, but this awe and beauty is all around you in all situations and in all events. Practice looking at yourself and seeing the awe that you are, by seeing that the universe is within you. Practice cultivating the love in the present moment, the self-love, the self-worth. Remind yourself who you are, that you are God. You are source. How can you not be worthy? You are truly worthy. You are truly advanced because you are experiencing life in this reality, in this present moment. Knowing that in this present moment, you are limitless. In the present moment, you are connected to your God self. In the present moment, you allow the flow of divine love to be accessed and felt and experienced with you if you allow it. It is always there. It is never diminished. It is only your beliefs and your focus and your attachments to outside conditions, attachments to polarity dimensions that makes you feel that you're disconnected to the infinite love. You're always connected to infinite love. So allow it to flow by accepting, by seeing the perfection in the present moment, D1. Have you had that experience, D1, of seeing the awe in the present moment?
That's wonderful. Thank you. Yeah, I feel I can see the awe in everything, even in my deluded, like even with my confused mind and duality, like I can also view at the same time the magic. So they're kind of both there. I can see my grasping to the illusion, and I can also see the unfoldment and being of awe of the unfoldment. So I guess it's the grasping to attachments and the chatterbox, the programming inside that always kind of sends me to the other side of the illusion.
But D1, this is a transition, and this is part of your journey and the journey for the whole collective here. You are here to experience polarity. And yes, as you and the collective move further into your oneness remembered state, the polarity in which you experience fear will become lessened. It is just a process, a conscious process of reminding yourself of who you are, of making conscious practice of focusing in the present moment. But understand it is normal to have distractions. You've been conditioned as a society to be distracted, but understand this is not wrong here. It is part of your evolutionary journey. But understand that the unconditional love is who you are. is who all of you are. And it's through acceptance, which allows you to more easily align to the unconditional love when you're in fear. And then you can enhance that frequency by then focusing on the beauty and the awe and the gratitude in the present moment. And as you increase that love frequency, you are then more able to open the stream, so to speak, to feel more of the intensity of the unconditional love. For everything is vibrational. Everything relates to a frequency alignment. So if you can practice, if you can be in acceptance of what is in the moment, then you can then go into a higher frequency of love by seeing the beauty, by seeing the magic, by seeing the awe, by being curious. And then by you being able to be grateful and being able to see the joy in the moment, the excitement and the bliss in that moment. Yes, it takes time for you to work into this, we would say, vibrational alignment, but it can happen, and it does happen. It's just one step at a time, dear one. Know that where you are in your journey is perfect. By being acceptance in the moment, by seeing the awe in the moment, is to also accept your journey in the moment. That there is no race here, dear ones. You're exactly where you are supposed to be. And where you are in your journey is perfect for your evolution. You cannot compare your journey with anybody else's. So wherever you are in your journey, know that it is perfect and is for you, for your evolution. You do not want to change anything because everything is perfect in the moment. Open your heart. Your heart will lead the way. Your heart will guide you every step of the way. It is the ego mind that distracts you. It is the ego mind that tells you that you are not worthy, that you are not loved. Because the ego mind holds the belief systems that you've been conditioned within this reality. So, drop it down into the heart center and feel your way through reality. When you recognize these beliefs come up, drop it into your heart and feel it. Do you feel that it is truth for you? How do you feel? Experience the emotions, feel the emotions intensely within you. By you being able to be non-resistant to the emotions and the beliefs here, you're then able to see the lessons here and the gifts within. You're then able to communicate with those dimensions of you. Dimensions of emotions, they are all dimensions of you. And they all hold clues here to your evolution. And your evolution is only the remembrance of who you are. You already evolved beings. You're already enlightened. You've just forgotten it. It is the journey to remember that you are God. This is the way. This has always been the way for all races. It is a journey through many different playgrounds, through many different systems to remember that they are God. This is the universal patterns of all that is. This is the collective nature of all paradigms, of all existence that has been expanded outside single point source origin. It is a journey to explore a perception of the outer realities only to return home into remembrance of who they are, dear ones. And you are on that journey, on the conscious journey. Know that you are so highly advanced that you are able to be conscious of this journey and also be in physical reality. You are gods. You are able to bridge both worlds, play with both worlds. Not all races, not all civilizations have this ability to be God creators, to be the bridge in the non-physical and the physical world, dear one. So you are truly, truly advanced. So it's now time to remember the love that you are, one step at a time. Dear ones.
Can I ask a question?
Yes, dear one.
Lately, I've been feeling a lot of anger and frustration and victimhood and so on. And I wonder if it's just a personal thing, a purge I need to do. I have a feeling that it has to do with releasing the ego mind. Then a minor thing happened to me that I stepped on a bumblebee and and it burned me or bit me. And I had the impression that maybe it was for me somehow, and the one aspect was for me to process the pain and the poison. And it occurred to me that I did that quite quickly. So I don't know if that was the meaning, or if you have an input on that.
D1, understand here that you are in a classroom and your life and all experiences is your classroom. And these experiences, like stepping on a bee, is one more lesson. Can you see how easy it was for you to process? You have the power of alchemy within you. You have the power to transform physical experiences and non-physical experience, such as emotions. To alchemize this, to transform this, this is giving evidence to you of just how powerful you are, that you have this ability. Understand that you've been conditioned for much of your life to live in a certain way, to live from the ego mind. Let's just say you've created certain neural pathways in your brain where, and it's part of your biology, your biological structure of your being, where you have been conditioned to control your reality, but conditioned to perceive your reality in a certain way. And now, over recent years, you are now being called to change directions, being called to create new pathways in the brain. You are now being called to change the way you navigate in your reality. Now, it does not happen overnight, but understand this process of you living in the heart center. You're allowing yourself to release these programs, to release these conditions that no longer serve you in your journey here. And this is all it is. So understand what might seem to be intense and prolonged experiences of transmutation is giving you opportunities to be witness of your own magic here, to be witness of your own divinity. Can you see it as not only lessons for you, but also as teaching guides for you to be witness to the magic of who you are? It's giving you opportunities to play in the realm of magic, to play in the realm of alchemy, for you to be able to use your non-physical abilities to create physical effect in your physical form, in your physical reality, because there is no separation. Understand the process of alchemy, the process of magic is by you being able to bridge that in the non-physical realms to create physical changes within you, biological changes within you. A process of this is through meditation. You in your sciences know of the abilities of meditation. This gives you evidence, and your sciences have proven this, that when you do your meditations, you create new neural pathways in your brain. This is science. Science has shown that you grow gray matter in your brain. You are actually growing more brain tissue by doing meditation. Understand that this is just one form of evidence to show you that the process of alchemy, the process of you being in the present moment, the process of you cultivating love affects physiological changes, and you can create physical changes, whether that is the pain of the bee, whether that is also through emotions and the physiological effect of fear on the body. You are able to create change. So it's about trusting that you have the ability and seeing the evidence there. Everything is an opportunity for you to play. So go play. Allow yourself to be in a state of curiosity when the fear comes up for you. Be in a state of curiosity. See it as a canvas. See this as an opportunity for you to create, for you to be in a creative space here, for you to use your want, so to speak, and we would say create the energy exchanges through your thoughts, through your feeling senses, through your intuition that is guiding you on what to do here. You have those abilities within you, but you just not trust yourself and your abilities because you have lived so much of your life up here in the ego mind. So yes, things seem new to you, but as you embrace more of who you are, you're also being called to let go of aspects and dimensions of you that is no longer viable in this dimensional experience in which you are currently living life through. So be in a state of allowance, be in a state of curiosity, be in a state of awe for what is occurring within you, that you have the ability, because understand here, not all have the conscious awareness of when they're in fear. Many people go into a habitual process and reactions and defenses when they're in fear, but you are able to be conscious of the emotions that arise within you. So see this as a gift and see this opportunity for you to play, for you to create magic, for you to use your non-physical abilities to transform in physical reality. Yes, you have these abilities. Yes, and as you do this, you will become more sensitive to energy. But this is not a burden, this is a gift. With the heightened of sensitivities, you'll be able to be more tapped into your multidimensional nature, tapped into the power of you. So it is just one step at a time. It is about seeing the awe in your reality, seeing the beauty in even the fear. Whatever is experienced by you, see the beauty in it. But understand you are never alone. And when you are in those dimensions of fear, of discomfort, allow your multidimensional selves to come in to guide you. So listen to your intuition here. You will see if the knowing on what to do. So trust that within you, dear one. And as you practice this, things will become more easier for you. You will feel less resistant to going deeper within the inner shadows, dimensions of you which you have not loved. And with each step, you remember your connection to your oneness state, dear one.
Thank you very much.
Dear one. Is there any other questions today?
Yes, I wanted to ask you on what you just said earlier about, being in the present moment and seeing the present moment. You did mention a few things, but what does the present moment actually consist of? Like you said, human understanding of present moment is not complete. So what is it? What is the present moment? It might sound like a dumb question, but like, what is it? You said it's feeling of awe, seeing the beauty, seeing the aura, but what exactly consists inside the present moment? Is it simply observance or is it other things?
The present moment in a way that you can understand, the way that you can perceive this in your current vibration is a dimension, is a portal to experience the oneness, universal flow of all that is. This dimension resides in the heart center. So understand, for you to be more connected to the present moment is for you to be more connected to your heart center, for it resides in your heart center. If you can be in the present moment by being still, by seeing the perfection in the moment, you then allow that present moment portal to be, we would say, further opened and further aligned to your conscious awareness in the now. Understand the present moment is always there within you. It is never outside of you. It's just that when you are distracted by conditions, when you are not, we would say, aligned, we would say, to your highest self in the now, it can get that, we would say, it can be a bit blurred, so to speak, and the clarity becomes lessened. So understand it's always there within you. It's about surrendering in the now. No matter what you are doing, you can be in stillness. You can, it's being in a point of observation here, non-attachment. If you're attached to certain things in that moment, then you create, we would say, more resistant to experiencing that present moment flow. So it's about being in a state of non-attachment, by being an observer, by seeing everything in your reality as God, by seeing the perfection that it is. And we know this takes time to practice this, but when you can do that, when you can then connect to your heart center, and as you perceive the present moment and the stillness and the God in that state, and then connect that with your heart center, you open the gateways, let's just say, to see the stimulus, the bridge, the connection that connects you and all that is. You are able to perceive that. So let's just say it is a portal, it is a dimension in which you can travel your multidimensional selves, in which you can perceive the oneness state and to recognize the God state. It is a portal that allows you to travel back to single point source origin. For you see that you are living many lives at once. There's a single point source origin, and then you've expanded, living many different lives, and in a perception of polarity. Being in the present moment creates a portal that connects you right into the heart of source origin. It is within you. Many civilizations, many timelines, many races have taught many different ways of present moment awareness. But let's just say in your stage of human collective consciousness, it's about practicing seeing the or in the now, practicing in your heart, and letting go of attachments in the now. And once you're in that space, once you are then able to see the beauty in the now and the awe in the now, that portal expands, and then you create further travels. You are able to then travel further into the single point origin in the remembrance state. And as you do so, you may receive certain stimulus, visions, experiences, senses of your oneness state. Yes, it might be fleeting or it might be extensive. And this is why so many of your cultures and timelines have practiced different forms of meditation, because they knew the secrets of present moment awareness. They knew that the oneness remembrance state is through practicing the present moment. So it is the gateway to your oneness self, dear one. But understand it takes time and takes practice to cultivate and harness connecting consciously to this portal. There is no wrong way, there is no right way. It's about being in a state of allowance. Have you ever been in that state where your eyes are gazing at a tree, at a flower? Have you ever had that moment where you are able to perceive that beauty and that awe? Have you ever had that time when in that moment, all you see is perfection, and in that moment, there are no worries. There are no thoughts aside from being in that moment. That is when you have tapped into the clear portal of the present moment.
So thank you for clarifying. I wanted to also ask, like, I'll give you an example. Tell me if this is also going back to single point origin or being in the present moment. Say I am I was in the middle of like a disagreement or argument with someone, yeah, and then it as they were answering it, even though, like, without getting angry at that person, even though there is a feeling of anger on the side, or there's a feeling of frustration that they don't understand me and we're trying to explain each other, but even then, even in that moment, I see them as a loving being and go, no matter what they answer or what they say, you know, I'm still feeling love towards them, not love from them, but I'm still feeling that love towards them. And no matter what they say, like, they are a higher self, they are a higher being, and let them answer, let them be defensive. And I can see through their own gameplay, but I just stay still and let them act it out. is that being in the present moment as well? Not just observing a tree and seeing how beautiful that is, but just observing a human and how their gameplay with ego and illusion is happening while you're having a disagreement with someone.
Yes, D1. The fact you were able to disconnect, to be the observer, this has allowed you to harness and tap into that present moment, because in the present moment, you let go of those attachments, for you not to have a emotional response, for you to not be defensive in a moment, for you to be able to see the higher perspective in the moment means that you are seeing things from the eyes of source, from the eyes of single point origin. So understand here that you are tapping into this flow, this universal flow, this portal within your heart center. This is a way humans experience the present moment. It is about being able to be in stillness, no matter what chaos is perceived to be coming from outside of you. Being able to be in stillness by you being able to be the God observer, by you still be able to see the source in another, or the God in a situation. The fact you could perceive that means that you are aligned to that portal within you. This is just one example of your alignment to unconditional love. This is what unconditional love looks like in your physical reality. By recognizing that they are love, that they are one, that they are experiencing a perception of duality, that they're experiencing fear, which is part of a duality system, but you being able to perceive past that, by you being able to perceive the truth in the situation. And by doing that, you then declare to the universe, you declare to yourself that you are ready to explore more of who you are. See these events as certain soul tests, giving you opportunities to play as God creators here. Being able to bridge the non-physical and the physical world by you being able to see the non-physical in the physical situation. That is the bridge of consciousness. That is the bridge to your heart center. And it is in this realm of exploration where you do tap in to more of who you are and the conscious awareness of the love that you are, the love that all others are, and the oneness that you are.
Thank you. It's just I feel every time I do that, instead of like being upset or angry at them, I just end up hugging them and go, oh, okay, but I don't really want to agree with them. I still want them to change. But then I go, oh, they're just acting out and like playing, with their own ego and own troubles. And I just give them a hug. But that doesn't ever resolve things to the point how I want them to be done.
Understand it is a process. It is a process for the human collective. So it's about being acceptance in the moment. Even if you may not agree with certain behaviors, the fact that you can be in a point of non-attachment, to be in a point of acceptance, that you are able to see the higher perspective in the moment. So you're still in this realm, but understand here, you're still tapped into the polarity system. So yes, you still might have beliefs and we would say aspects of the ego mind in which you wish to control others or control conditions. So it is about a journey. It is about practicing in the moment, one step at a time. You've got to this point. Perhaps the next point you could be exploring letting go of control. But understand it is just one step at a time. It is an exploration. So this gives you a taste of who you are. This gives you a taste of the unconditional love that you are, D1.
So how do I open that, like say in that moment, I do observe that they are, also part of love or also part of source, and let them act out with their ego and their illusion and whatever their emotions is, let them express. And then if I'm observing that in an observant state, I'm in the present moment. And then I act by giving them love instead of arguing or fighting with them, which goes against my ego, which is fine because I'm aligning more to the loving state. But then how do I see the next step? Like, what do I do to see the next step?
D1. There's nothing you need to do in the next step. It is about when you are in fear, practice seeing the higher perspective, practice seeing that they are love. If you are triggered by fear, seeing them as a master teacher, seeing them as a gift for you. If you can see that they are master teachers, it allows you to further let go of this need to control the situation or the need to control the behaviors. You wish to control behaviors because you are attached to certain outcomes, attached to paradigms of how others should treat you, attached to certain paradigms that relates to your own perceptions of self-love and self-worth, that you need to receive a certain level or aspect of love. But understand, if you can raise your perception of self and self-love, it will no longer matter the behaviors of others, because in that moment you will know that you are enough. You will know that you are loved. So everything is a mirror to your perception of self-love and self-worth and how you perceive you in your reality. So once you are triggered by negative emotion, first understand it is for you. Understand that they are mirroring a belief within you that you have about yourself, that you have about others, that you have about the world. So it's about looking into this belief. Yes, you may not be able to do it in the moment. Perhaps do it after the moment. Take some time and sitting with that emotion. Why did you have this emotion? Understand that it's not about the other person. It is about you. Whenever you have negative emotion, they are reflecting a belief you have about yourself. So see this as an opportunity to expand. See this as an opportunity for you to go further into the heart center, for you to increase more of the self-love and self-worth. So understand that these soul lessons are multidimensional in nature. So there is no wrong way or right way or an exact method to do here. It is about you being willing and open to see the master teacher at play, for you to recognize that whenever you have a negative emotion in relations to another, that they are reflecting a belief you have about yourself or about the world. So in that moment, you are more easily able to let go of the need to control, because you recognize it has nothing to do with the other person, that is all to do with your own beliefs. But understand that it's here where the magic lies. It is here where you can recognize that you are God creators. It is here where you can recognize truly that they are infinite love, that you are infinite love. You are just playing this game together in your evolutionary journey. So you can practice awe and gratitude for the event at play, for the opportunity for you to explore more of the love that you are. You can practice gratitude for this opportunity to seek deeper within you, to explore deeper within your heart center. And what an opportunity it is to be able to know more about who you are, to give you the opportunity to love more of who you are, dear one. It's a process of opening your heart. It's a process of feeling your way from the heart center, being okay with these feelings and emotions that may be uncomfortable for you. But understand that within that exploration, there are many gifts to be known to you, many gifts that will assist you on this journey here. And it's within these gifts that will allow you to receive clarity on why you are here. And it's these same gifts that will, and these explorations that will activate more of your abilities here. So it's all the co-creation to remember the God that you are. Dear one, is with such love that we come through. Is there any other questions before we finish here today?
Thank you.
Dear one, remember that you are love. Remember that you are eternal. Remember there is no race here. It is all about you, one step at a time, allowing yourself to drop further and further into your heart space, embracing more of the love that you are, the divinity that you are. And as you drop into your heart and as you see yourself in a state of unconditional love, in a state of acceptance, you can then emit that outside of you, and then you can more easily see the love in another and the love in everything in your outer reality, because everything is a reflection of you, and your vibration, and your frequency. Yes, you wanted to explore some challenging situations, but you knew by exploring such situations, you would be on a pathway to expand not only yourself, but to expand the collective and all that is. It is a journey of self-love, a journey of non-attachment, a journey of surrendering in the present now, a journey of seeing and connecting yourself to the multidimensional nature of you in that oneness moment. For it is in that oneness moment where you then access the gate to who you truly are, that is love. Remember that you are one. Remember that you are love. Remember that you are eternally connected to all that is through your heart portal. Until next time, farewell.